Okay, so
Anyone's phone being left behind, please have a look. It's an Apple phone.
Maybe the
I'm not sure. Is it digital? Is yours, yeah?
okay, guys, please see this.
Where you have
Can you see this? Can you see this text, guys? Okay. So, guys, this is about drag and drop. Okay. So there are some advanced interactions that we have to consider while we are actually doing some selenium. Okay. So normally, till now we discussed about clicking on an element, getting the text, selecting an element, and sending some keys and all these things. Okay, so there are few things that is just advanced. It's just in a matter of you when you came across some situations, then you need to use them. Okay, but normally day-to-day life you won't use it. So the scenarios that we have to came across is something like we need to use. Yeah. So we need to do some advanced user interactions. So what are the advanced means? Example, drag and drop. So we have to do drag and drop on a website. So that is an advanced way to do it. So that's not like a clicking an element, but this is some drag and drop. So whenever there's a drag and drop, you have to definitely, there will be something like A dragging to B, right? So we need to drag in a person's picture from one place to other place. Simple, okay? So that is like one element to other element. Okay, so that kind of drag and drop. So typically where you see that kind of things is, example, if you go to Jira, okay. So if you go to Jira, I'll just show you. Okay, just let me just log in. So this is a typical interaction I will show you. Okay, which is there in Jira. So what happens is, you want to drag an element from one place to other element. So let me show you. Okay. Okay. So example, you are in this boat. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay. Example, you want to drag and keep it like this. Yeah. Yes. This is typical simple interaction, right? So this is what you want to automate. So whenever there is a drag and drop, there are two things that you have to consider. There will be always A and B. A is the one which you want to catch, B is the one where you want to drop. Yes or no? So here, locator of this element okay, so locator of that particular box is my A, right? So typically what I will do is, okay, the span. Okay, so you can see that I'm trying to get the element. So forgot about this. Okay, so this is the locator of that element, right? So I mean, getting the locator is your headache. You know how to do it. Okay, XPath, whatever it is. So in this case, you can use the title, original title also. Okay, so that will be a unique thing. You can use that as a XPath attribute, and you can find that particular text and put it into your XPath. Okay, and then get that element. So that is A. What is B? B is this, right? So B is this column, right? So it also have something like class. So and you have some column ID. So that 153 will work. Okay. So you have this element. So you have element A, element B. First of all, you need to find elements of both using your selenium driver element. Okay. So if you go back, I mean, I think we already discussed about that. So like this. So that is the element. This is a target. So this is the way you need to find two elements. Element A, element B. Okay. Finally, we need to create an action object called this. So this is nothing but which comes from the selenium. Okay. So these actions will come to the selenium. where this action is the new class. Till now we discussed about WebDriver, we discussed about web element, and we discussed about select, and we discussed about anything else we discussed? Find element is a method, probably classes.
Only three, sir.
Three classes: select, web element, WebDriver. So the fourth thing that you are learning is actions. Okay, write down. Action is a class. Action is a class. Actions. So yeah, sorry. Actions is a class in WebDriver library. So action is a class in WebDriver library, which will be used for advanced interactions. Okay, it's for advanced interactions. So the lot of interactions. So first of all, to create an action class, you need to create something like A is equal to new actions. However, you need to give the driver, web driver that you are using to create an action object. Okay, so that is the way you need to create an action object. Action is equal to new actions and driver, because you need to know which browser, right? So on which browser you are acting, you have to have a control of browser. Browser is driver, so we need to give the driver. Then only it will know that on which browser I need to interact. Okay, so now actions have lot of methods that we can use. Okay, so let me put something here just for purpose of okay. Okay, that's it. Okay, and we need to import will come. Okay, now a dot, see what are the things available. Okay, say we got a lot of things. The first thing that we are discussing about is drag and drop, right? So this is the drag and drop which we are discussing. So for the drag and drop, the way that you see in this website, the drag and drop will have two elements. Okay, element 1, element 2.
Yes.
So
Which
for,
element? From two.
yeah, so we need to create an action object. In that object we need to call a method saying that drag and drop A and B. However, not only it won't just do it, but we need to make it ready first. So this will make your action ready to perform. So we are just saying that this is the two things which I am planning. So that WebDriver will create internally, it will create a kind of thing. Okay, so the two elements, you have to understand the two elements. So I need to link them. You can't straight away drag and drop. You need to set up, make it set up first. Means that is what it is actually. This drag and drop will do a setup. Then internally it will take a couple of seconds to understand the elements. Then finally you can perform it, which is nothing but a method called perform. Okay, so like this. See, drag and drop. So example, we got element here. See, we got this elements, right? Element 1, and example we got one more element. Example, this is element 2. Okay. Okay, so example, what I will do is I will not create. Okay, so we got two elements here. So element 1, element 2. Okay, so that is preparing an action. However, that is not important. That is not enough. Okay, so then on top of that, we need to perform. Okay, so when we do this, then that action will take place. Okay, so if somebody asks about how to drag and drop in Selenium, simple. We need to create an action object. We need to create two elements, and then we need to drag and drop and prepare it. Then finally we execute a command called perform. Okay, on action object. That's it. Okay, so that is a way to do a drag and drop. In real time, I never use that in real time. I never used this method till now. Okay, so in automation and all, you won't get that complex applications or no, except mobile testing. If you do mobile testing, this is important, but in real time, these particular things are not important. But interview point of view, this is very important so that you know how to do it. Okay, so just not only code, this is matter of explaining it. Whenever somebody talk about drag and drop, you need to say that yeah, it will just the way Atul said. Yeah, it is actions. I need to create an action object. That itself will be giving them a right picture. Okay. However, actions have a lot of other things that we can do. See this? We can there are two things: click and hold. Okay, and there is something called click and hold on element. So this particular actions method is very funny that without even giving an element, it can perform something on the browser itself. Okay, example what I want to do, I don't give an element, but I want to right click like this. So you are not clicking on element, you are right clicking on element. Example, if I got something like this is one thing called context click, is nothing but right click. So this is one way to do it on a specific element. But sometimes you want to do on the browser. Okay, so for these two things, that is what you need to understand here. So one, you got a context click, two processes here, right?
Yes, sir.
This is nothing but doing on the browser itself. This is doing an element. So here you need to give an element where exactly you want to right click it. Okay, so this is for right click, write down. Okay, actions, drag and drop A to B, and then you need to perform. Okay, then for your right click, there are two ways: click on browser. Okay, is context click. Okay, so we need to put, and it is not on the browser, it's an actions I'm talking about. I'm not talking about browser. Okay, everything that we are talking about is action element. Well, first of all, you have to create that object. Okay, context click.
So it is right click, right?
Yes, yes, yeah. Okay, object. The same way, context click is. Let me. Yeah, context click is right click. Yeah. So we got double click also. Okay. We got a lot of things. There are a lot of APIs, so don't worry about them. But thing is, you have to worry about this double click. Normally we can't do a double click, but by using actions you can do a double click also. Okay, so let me write context click and a dot double click. Okay, so like this, these methods will be used. However, if you want to do an element, you need to give an element argument, and if you want to do on the browser, you don't need to do any argument. Straight away you can call that methods, and it will work on the browser level. Okay, so click on the browser, right click, and then for and again it's not only that, you need to perform also. Don't forget about that. Okay, right click and what is called double click. Same thing. Okay, and what else? Advanced interactions point of view, the frames, right? So frames we will discuss. So one more thing called frame. Okay. Fluent weight and all, I think we don't need to worry. We already discussed about implicit weight.
Explicit.
Yeah. So coming to frames, right? Explicit weight and frames, the two things. Okay, frames again. Okay, so how frames work? Okay, sample of frames in web. Okay, because the project that we are discussing doesn't have any frames in that. Okay, so let me get something. Okay. Okay, just closing also. Okay, so frames. So see guys, this is the way the frame works. Okay, so you know what is frame? Frame is nothing but a browser inside a browser. Okay, so if you got two browsers, example, if you take frame, so what it will do is frame is nothing but a browser by HTML inside one more HTML. That is the way the frames works. Okay, so if you take this, you can see that, I mean, look wise they are all same, but they're actually one browser inside a browser. You won't understand by look wise, but sometimes in your company's preview. So example, let us do a preview. See this. So this is the two frames. Okay, so you think that they're both the same, but they're in different frames. So how do you found that whether the frames are implemented or not? Okay, simply go into the HTML and search for iframe. Okay. Frame. Okay, so if you see the whole HTML body. Just a second, let me think. Okay, so just search for frames. Okay, I'm just trying to search if we got any HTML with the frames. This is all tables. No. Creating basic example. Okay, so this is what this guy is trying to. Okay, let us create an I mean, if you don't have anything, let me do one thing. Let us create a new go to text file txt. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll create a small HTML file with some frames in that. Okay, and let us save it. New document. Okay, so this is the code. I'll just save as HTML. Okay, so frame sample dot HTML. Okay, so it's like this. Where downloads. Okay, that's it. So that's all saved. Let me go to my downloads. Okay, this is there. That's it. Oh no, this is not. Okay, so let me edit this code. Open with Sublime Text. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is the frames. Okay. The sample. So now if you go to your HTML, you can see that the frame, right? Frame set, and you got frame. This one frame here, and the actual. So this is a frame here, and you can the way that we handle frame is, first of all, frame itself is a like a element. Okay, so what happens is you got a actual thing here, and we got a frame inside it, and you got a lot of frames. To see, we have 3 frames here, right? Frame 1, frame 2, frame 3. Okay, there are 3 frames here. So typically what we have to do is, this is nothing but a page which consists of 3 internal pages. So example, if we got a button here. Okay, so example, we go here and let us think that in one frame.
So we should know how to bring all the frames, right? Or just to see.
Should we do it what you did or?
Be creating to for the example.
Yeah, just do what I will send this HTML file to you. Okay. So see this, inside this there's one HTML and inside this there's some body, right? So example, if you want to interact with this, example you want to interact with this element, example this element is there. Okay, so you can actually check that whether this element is present or whatever it is, you can do it. But the problem here with this particular frame is, if you straight away write the code something like assert dot assert true, right? And we can do driver dot find element by dot, what is that, id, right? If you do this, okay, straight away if you do this, then I will get a, what happens, then this will fail. Okay, because even though element is present, the problem with this is, don't always think that browser is, driver object is for the whole browser, not for the internal browsers. So here in our case, what happened is we got three browsers, right? Browser is equal to A plus B plus C. Like this, we got three browsers in it. The problem is, if I try to click on the element which I am shown, it don't understand because it is not in the browser but inside a frame. Okay, so it's a browser inside a browser. So for that, what we have to do is, there is a beautiful command in WebDriver called driver.switch, and it will see that there is a command called frame. There are three commands for the frames. Yes, there are three commands. Means we are in a master browser. We need to take our focus from the master browser to the child browsers. Okay, so we need to focus, change the focus, saying that stop it. It is not on the browser, but we need to go to A or B or C. Okay, so example, we want to go for A, then we can simply give is equal to 1. So this command will take the first available frame, which is nothing but in the hierarchy. Yeah, A. It will go to A, because if you see our code, the first frame, we got three frames, right? Okay, see the frame set, forgot about it. So we got three frames here. So if you know the numbers, then straight away we can use 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so that way we can go into the browsers. So that will help what you call driver dot switch to, that is the command. Okay, write down. Driver dot switch is the command, main command that you need to execute. And in that we got three options. Switch to, I think switch to. Yeah, switch to. Okay. So switch to is a method that you need to execute. However, in that we got something called int. Means we can send a number of the frame in HTML. That is one option. We can send a number. But if you have 200 frames or if you have 50 frames, it's very confusing. So normally number is 1, 2, 3. If you know the hierarchy. But if you don't know the hierarchy, then we can use a string. The string, what string will do? It will check for the name equivalent. So every frame will have a name. Okay. So what I will do is, the second way to switch is driver dot switch to dot then name. What is the name of that? Menu, right? Menu. So that way we do it. So the second way is just send the name property. Okay, the second way that we use do is just you send the name property. Okay, of the element of the frame, right? So that is like a frame. On that frame element, we should have that. Example, you got a name on. Example, you take the take something like if we got the name on the this body, and if you got name somewhere here, that won't work. Okay, example, if you have something in the body, or if you got something in the frame set, they won't work. Definitely, the name that you're using should be in the frame tag. Okay, let me copy this. Okay, so copy HTML. Okay, so that should be the name tag. The frame tag only, you have to have the name. Anything other element, if you found, you can't do. Only in the case of frame only, you can perform that. Okay. Again, this is all interview purpose only. If you want to experiment once or twice. If you are not successful, forget about it. Okay. So in the real time example, in any website nowadays, nobody is using frames. They are all using advanced technologies, jQuery and all these things. Okay. Why I'm telling all these things is an interview. Somebody want to pull your leg, then just for you to get answers. Yes, I know how to do the work, handle the frames. There are 3 ways to handle the frames. First way for is the ID. Second, I mean like a number. Second way is the name. The third one, which I will tell, is nothing but web element. Okay. So the web element is very simple. Here, what we have to do is we need to find an element of the frame using other locators like XPath. Unfortunately, in your company, they had not given a name here. Then what happens? Will you go and fight with the developer? Again, if nothing works, one thing will work. What is that? Default. Nothing works. Okay, if nothing is there, even there's no even one attribute, one what you call name, ID, nothing is there. You only have HTML. If you know XPath, you can go anywhere in the world. That's why you can use XPath. So if you want to use XPath now to get this element, what I will do, I'll simply go and get the XPath, copy XPath. That's it. See, life easy. Okay, so web element, frame element, so something like this. Okay, again, dot. That's it. See, that is the XPath of that particular element. Simple. I didn't do anything.
Frame element.
Yeah, and here it is frame element here. So instead of giving a string, I am giving a element here. This is called method overloading, right? The same method. See, the frame is a method. You can take an integer, it can take a string, or it can take an object also. So it is behaving 3 ways. Method overloading. Okay, that is the way Java works. But anyway, that doesn't work for us. But you can see that the same method, we can use the same method by sending different kinds of arguments. No, sir, I want to select the second frame. Yeah, that's fine. Go to second frame. Go here. Copy XPath and put it here. That's it. Okay, so that is XPath. That's the XPath related to position. We want this. Go to this, and then okay, that's it. 2. That's it. Okay. Now, so that way to get the locator. So that is, I think this is the very easiest way. Name and all this. Okay, yeah, I'm almost done. Okay, so that is the way to actually do this. Okay, which is nothing but using our advanced APIs. So this is what action is about. So actions are again used for drag and drop, used for right click, and
Touch click and double click.
yeah. Okay, and to handle frames, we only need to think about switch to method. That's it. Okay. Somebody talk about frame. Answer is switch to. Okay, in that there are three forms. You can do that. Okay. Okay, guys. So explicit wait. Okay. Yes. So explicit wait. Okay, I'll tell you. This is a very good example that we can use our JFT. Okay. This is all about Ajax. So if you remember in our Selenium ID, we discussed about wait for element present. Same context. Okay, so you know this. Yes. Okay, so this Lexus. You know these results are coming. This is a typical Ajax object here. Because you know when we are getting the results back, it is not going to the server and there's nothing coming back. It's all happening in the JavaScript. Okay. So example we want to check that iPhone 5 is coming. So this element, to get this element, we want to wait till this iPhone 5 is present. Means this. You got ID for that. Okay. So you need to wait till that particular element is present, which is based on ID or whatever it is. So you need to wait. Example, if you can see this, right? Now if I refresh it, you can't find that element. You have iPhone 5 here? No. Yeah. So right now it is not there, but it is only present when I start typing it. So the element is coming dynamically into the document object model. Normally what happens, if you click on example, if you click on contact us, this is different. Where that element that you see contact us will come when the page is loaded, which the implicit wait will take care of it. That waiting time is, you don't need to worry about it. But this waiting time of this getting the results back, this is this is a very different way that the things are coming up. So for this, what we have to do is, if we know that we have to only wait for the specific element. Okay, so we are not waiting for the browser, but if you want to wait for a specific element to come, example, see, we have to wait for this iPhone 5 should come. Where is the element? See, it's very not easy to catch that. iPhone. Okay. No. See, catching the element itself is difficult. For Selenium, it will be double difficult to catch that. Okay. Okay. Got it. I'll catch it. I'll copy this out of HTML and let us paste it here. Yes. So we need to wait for this element particularly. For that, we have to use explicit wait, where we need to think about one more class called WebDriver wait. Okay, write down new class called WebDriver wait. It's the last thing for the advanced thing. Okay, so there's a new class called WebDriver wait. Okay, so WebDriver wait is a class which will provide explicit waits. Okay, so this class can be used to so this class can be used to specifically wait for this class will be used specifically wait for a specific element in the browser. Specific element in the browser. Okay, and it okay. So typically to create this class, okay, to create this class we have to provide driver object. You need to provide driver object and maximum timeout. Okay, so the two things we have to send. We need to send driver object. Again, for everything driver object is important. And apart from that, we need to send the timeout. Okay. Yeah, 10 seconds. Okay, that's it. So we have to give the timeout in seconds. So first one is driver, second one is what is the maximum timeout? For that also we should have some tolerable limit, right? Okay, so we need to send the driver at the maximum timeout for that particular condition. We haven't specified where to wait. We are specifying a condition that come on guys, let us create some code to actually wait for something. Okay. So what we are waiting right now, we have to wait for something, right? So we are saying that we have please wait for 30 seconds max for something. What is that something? Is nothing but here expected conditions. So what we have to wait for? We have to wait for, see this. These are the things that we can wait for. Okay. See, this is very important. There are lots of things that we can wait for. See this. We can wait for means we are saying that okay, browser please hold for some time. You are saying something. What is that sometime? So here we can give a condition. Normally we can wait for element to be present, right? That's what we just discussed, right? That's called presence of element located. Okay, so there are a lot of conditions. Write down few conditions just for purpose of the interview. Okay, few conditions that you can apply is one is okay, wait conditions. Okay, a lot of conditions. First one is wait for title. Example, you want to change. You think the title will change. So we are checking that till the title is changed. Please wait. Wait for element is present. Wait for attribute is present. Wait for element is not present also we can put. Wait for something like element selected. Wait for element selected. Wait for element clickable. Sometimes element will be there but it's not clickable. It's like disabled. So we can wait for that should be present. So like this, a lot of conditions that we can wait. Okay, so these are the conditions. A lot of these are advanced APIs, guys. I'm just saying that this is for interview purpose. In real time when we put implicit wait, that's it. It will take care of everything. However, if you have special request that people no, this is not working. Ajax is coming into picture. Then you need to use some advanced APIs. Okay, so in this case, element presence of element, right? Okay, so in this case I can put element of ID, right? So that's what. Here we got ID, right?
Yes.
So that ID should be presence of locator, means that ID, if that element is present, then I'm happy that you can continue with your execution. Otherwise, wait until that condition is true. Simply see this. Presence of element located by. So if that element, till that condition is true, you can't go ahead. Please wait. So we are pushing on a specific element here. We are not pushing on a browser's refresh stuff. Okay. Sometimes you have to check for element not present also, right? Not, and you again put expert condition start element. Sometimes you know what happened. You can put a reverse also. Event is located by. Okay, see what happens now. I'm putting a not, means it will become a opposite of it. I'll show this. Wait. I'll show this. This is very nice example of not. Okay. See this. So what I'm doing is something to be present. Example, if you take a Google, some places like Eurostar.com. Okay, so example, we got loader. That's something. Please wait. That loader is gone off. Okay, so example, take this. We got a train, right? So we want to check that till that is not there. Wait. If that is there, wait means what happens? That will be there. It will try to click on the trains.
Yes.
That is not a good condition. Logically, we want to wait till that element is not there. If you got loader, please don't do anything. Means what I am saying is till that element is gone away from the page. Same southbound travel or whatever it is, any kind of travels you put, there will be aeroplane going.
Yeah.
Okay, so if aeroplane is going, there's a proper HTML. But that element, if aeroplane is there, then it understood that you could not do anything.
Because all the other elements are not loaded.
Not loaded, yeah. So that when selenium will fail. This is one of the challenge. Then what you have to do is you need to put this wait. However, I'm saying it not present. It is saying the reverse of it. If element is present, don't do anything. Wait. Till that condition is false, you have to go ahead. Okay. Means that element is not present. In the iPhone 5, I'm saying that wait for element is present. But in Eurostar, you're saying element is not present. Means that change should go away. Okay. That way, I'm telling with Java, we can do Selenium, lot of things we can do. But again, depends upon the conditions that will come in your company. Normally, in my company, previously I don't have this issue because from page to page load itself, it was taking some time, but that's okay. But nowadays, they introduce the loader in the between because it will make the user experience better. Then, in that case, you need to write this kind of code. Okay? Okay, guys, that's about WebDriver Advanced APIs. And we discussed about Cucumber. Okay, so the only thing that I will be sending in the email today is I'll send the tool where we can write some feature files. Okay, and you can see that the code which is generating behind it. Okay, so that's a plugin. Okay, lights on. Yeah, I'll send that flowchart. Yeah.
DDD one, whatever you do.
Yeah. This is very important. Yeah.
And PPTs.
Yeah. And PPT also I'll send. PPT 50% we have done, 50% we haven't done. So that I will not send. I'll send everything. But we haven't done 50% of the Cucumber. What I want you two guys to do it. I had written these sections right in this. Okay. 1 second, lights off. Okay, 1 second. Last second. Okay. You can see this, right? Account.feature. Item.feature. Home page. Like this. Simply, I want you to write some feature files for me to work on next week.
Okay, so sure.
Okay. Send it in a normal email. That's it. Next week we can go and implement it.
That tool you are going to. You mentioned that tool. It generates the code in Java.
Yes. I'll send it to you.
Sir, given time వచ్చేసింది.
Yeah. I fixed that problem, guys.
Sir, what happened, sir? What?
No, there was some other additional plugin which is.
Which one it is, sir? I don't know.
This is a Cucumber Java plugin,
Okay.
which was removed. Do you need to worry about that?
No, sir.
Just need to implement this plugin. Okay.
Only Cucumber for Java only you have.
Yeah. So go to preferences, plugins.
Cucumber for Java.
So can you start from the start?
Install J.
No, it is. See, Intel is a
Preferences.
preferences. And you got plugins here. If you don't have to put search, you got plugins. In the plugins, go here. Browse repositories. Browse repository. It's like Android App Store only.
Okay, sir.
Cucumber for Java. This is what you have to pay. Okay. Cucumber for Java, and you'll got install button. Install it. That's it. But anyway, if you don't write in this tool, so it doesn't matter. I want the feature files in a plain text to me, so that next week you can implement it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I mean every team. If you can convert your manual test cases that you had created previously into given when done format, that should be fine for me.
Okay, sir. Same thing.
Okay.
Any website.
No, this one only. Yeah. Say it again.